So, there's so much going on. So we may have moved on from the fuel crisis, although in many areas of this country, people were very sensible. They ignored the government and a lot of mainstream media who exacerbated the problem with headlines like "running on empty," which caused the madness that in many parts of the southeast is still creating havoc. So the shortage of HGV drivers, which is the underlying problem, is having a knock-on effect. Now, I did a bit of research, and in the 5 years since Brexit, we've only actually lost about 12,000 European HGV drivers. The real fall is actually in drivers from the UK, where the average age is 55. So in truth, we can't really blame Brexit for this. But that is actually just the tip of what appears to be a very large iceberg. In the hospitality industry, where job vacancies are at an all-time high, EU workers make up about 40% of the workforce, and that was before the pandemic. Of course, they all left. And now staff numbers are down. 1 in 6 jobs are remaining vacant, and also they're down in the UK as well, with 20% of those affected in this country. So it's an interesting situation that we find ourselves in. Let's take a look at farming, which relies heavily on migrant workers. COVID meant they couldn't travel, and so loads of waste was produced from crops that grew because nobody was picking them. In the meat industry, pigs and blankets could be missing from Christmas dinners because of butcher shortages. And in construction, which is another sector facing shortages, it's the same story there. And then, of course, there is the care sector, which is also suffering because of the introduction of things like mandatory vaccinations, which have simply exacerbated a problem. Now, for years, we've been aiming for low unemployment. I can remember the figures. It was, we're only 1% or something percentage unemployment, and that's great. And it's finally here. And now we're complaining. The government has a job on its hands, and today it's the Conservative Party conference. It kicks off with the Levelling Up agenda. So, is it about time we trained our own British workforce to do the jobs in this country, paid them a decent wage so that the British people are no longer working poor, needing to rely on benefits that the government, in effect, enabling businesses to pay low wages by topping up income with benefits like universal credit? So is it about time we stop the temporary fix of cheap migrant workers and focused on investing in our own skilled workforce? What do you think?